Good evening, welcome back viewers. I'm EasyB. This is EasyB Tactical, a channel where we talk about tactical gear, firearms, predominantly firearms, and then also gear that I have or use in my firearms hobby. So thank you for joining us today again. If you enjoy the content, give me a thumbs up, like the video. I do want to give a big thank you for breaking the 1,000 subscriber mark. It's very small, I know. We have a long ways to go. But thanks for those who subscribe and those who kind of spread the word. We made it to this milestone a couple of weeks ago or so, or last week I should say. For 2021, let's see if we can get to 20,000 subscribers. So as long as the content I think is relevant, I appreciate the support. I love the comments. Continue posting them. Share the video for those to other people you think will enjoy the content. Today I want to talk about one of my AK-47. I like AKs, right? I like several firearms, but I also like AR-15. But I really like AKs. They're not, depending on who you talk to, sometimes they're not too popular. I'm not the most knowledgeable on them, but I enjoy them and I enjoy finding them. But I want to review today one of my more tactical AK-47, which this one is made in the US 100%. It's a Century Arms RAS 47. So we're going to talk about what I've done to it, how I use it, what I like about it, what I don't like about it. I will try to find some footage of me shooting this. But with the pandemic, I've wanted to go out to an outdoor range and then kind of show how I run it on an open course, but I don't know if it's going to be doable. I do have some indoor footage somewhere. Hopefully it makes it to this video. Otherwise, I'll have a follow-up video about range time. So subscribe to the channel, spread the word. If you're watching and you're a subscriber, thank you for that. If you're watching and you're not a subscriber, subscribe to the channel and check out the other video related to AK-47 platform. Let's get started. Bang it, it's okay. You probably noticed all the arms were safety check. I forgot to mention that. It is the little Zastava. Replace the grip, but AK-47 accept no substitute. I use the feds principle for my setup on this AK. And by feds, I don't mean the federal government. I mean something functional, economical, dependable, and simple. FEDS. You can mix the letter in any other order. So, the Century Arms RAS 47. I bought this one a long time ago. And I've seen a lot of reviews about complaints and it's not so great. I personally not have any issues with my AK. Maybe I don't run it hard enough. Maybe I don't run it like some people do, but let's talk about this. And I apologize, I'll be checking here because I'm trying to make sure I stay on focus. I don't have my camera doesn't autofocus very well, so I have to make sure I keep my monitor outside. So 100% US made, which is great, right? We support the local economy, we support the national economy. I don't have a problem when an AK is made in Europe or something like that because they are originally Russian firearm. AK-47 from Kalashnikov, as we know them. But this one is a Century Arms AK-47 version. It has a lot of Magpul component, MOE, handguard, stock is Magpul, grip is Magpul, and what else? I think that's it. It's a stamped sheet of metal, stamped steel, 4150 steel. It's pretty sturdy. It's a stamp receiver. It's not a mill receiver. I have some of the videos where I showcase fancy, more collectible, original mill AKs. But for what you pay, or what I paid, you get a good quality AK-47 as far as I'm concerned. As I mentioned, he has not fell on me yet. We're gonna go from back to front, bottom to top. Chambered in 7.62 by 39, and I will talk to you about some of the ammunition I like to run on mine when I train or play around, training my practice. What I've done to it, so it's pretty much stock. I did make a few changes to it and a few additions. Magpul stock, as I mentioned, I added a cheek riser, which allows me to get to the purchase the firearm better, because you typically try to stay in the most natural position and bring the firearms to where your eyesight is, and not, instead of going to the optics, you try to bring it to you. So with my cheekbone, my facial features, and my chubby cheek, I don't think they're that chubby, I just thought the cheek riser works very well. I'm testing it, maybe not, but so far so good. I don't carry a big plate or anything like that, but if you were to have a chest mounted plate or helmet or all that kind of gear, you may want to adjust your setup accordingly. So stock, to this stock I mounted, we're going to jump to this. This is a Blue Force gear sling, and it's a this sling actually fit the same concept. It's simple, it's dependable, it's reliable, and it's not that expensive. This is made out of, I think, military aircraft grade fabric, plastic. I did actually write down some nylon, aircraft grade nylon material, and it's a quick detachment adjustment, so you can adjust it fast. It's got a trident in the back. You mount it on the rear of the stock like this, and I think my battery is blinking, so I may have to cut this video and close it. But it has a loop on the front, so the sling has a loop on the front side, which attached to the eyelet on your barrel extension above, right after the handguard. So on the gas port barrel on most AK-47, you have this little eyelet, which is more like a rectangular shape chamber, and this is where this loop attached to. For Blue Force gear sling, AK-47 sling is for AK, simple, reliable, works well. You're gonna have to practice in, switching sides, transitioning from left to right side, dominant to support, and vice versa. But so far so good. It's pretty tough. It's not heavy. It's not the most comfortable, so it doesn't have a padding. So expect some scratching. If you go to a class or run it for a day or a weekend constantly, you may scratch yourself a little bit. So Magpul stock, didn't change it. This came as is. What I've done though, so receiver mount, 16.5, 16.25 inch barrel, but the steel receiver, 4150 steel. What I've done is I put a UTG Pro mount for an optic. Again, I did not go for the most expensive things. For my level of utilization and the type of training or classes I've taken, it's pretty tough. I don't baby my rifle, although they're always clean. I tend to clean them when I use them, but this is good enough. I'm not an operator. I'm not jumping out of a plane or I toss my gear on or whatever. So UTG Pro, budget friendly, not the cheapest though. I didn't go with the cheapest route on eBay. UTG Pro, good rail because it allows you to have a side accessory on the it has a rail on the side for any additional accessory. I don't run anything there. But I went with a primary arms red dot. This one was the SLx MD25. And I like this optic, right? So it's robust, it's reliable, no issues so far, and I found that it was a good fit with the class and size or look of the rifle. So it's a red dot. It's got I don't know if you can, there you go, almost right there, very bright, several level of adjustment, and it's enabled for night vision devices. So it's got an N1 and N2 mode, which allows some lumification if you are running light night vision equipment, which I don't for now. Target. Magpul handguard on the Century RAS 47, and also I've added a piece of Picatinny rail right here because if I run a light, this is where I usually put it. So you just mill 1913 Picatinny rail, which is, I think this one is made out of plastic polymer from Magpul, and I put it on the right side of the handguard, because typically I may use this finger to operate the light. The AK has a 16.25 inch barrel, gas block, typical. Before I go further, what I've done on the inside, and I have another video that I'm going to link where I think I opened this up. What I've done on the spring, my trigger spring, because I like the original AKs which have the braided spring. This one just had a little metal spring, so I bought an AK spring kit and I did replace that spring, and I'll try to find a video for that. I think I have it somewhere. This on the Century Arms is that the magazine ejection button is a T-shaped button. T-shaped button. Typically on an original AK or other AK, as you can see here, is just a little square metal or rectangular piece of metal, right? It's not T-shaped. And I've also noticed on the other AKs the button is much smaller usually. The Century Arms button is much bigger, which is good. It makes it easier to release the magazine. Let me see if I can focus on this one right there. So this is a Zastava AK, which is, as you can see here, it's a little T-shaped corner. So one of the difference visually, if you want to, besides the mag pull of course and all that, because the Century Arms also makes it in a wood configuration, but if you want to, one of the little tips, if you want to notice the difference, is this bigger, longer magazine detach button in a T-shaped configuration. However, I finally got this out of jail. This is my suppressor that I love to run on AK-47 or any other Russian type of gun or European. It's a Dead Air Wolverine PBS 1. It's a little warm here now. So this was waiting for the tax stamp to come out. It came back 2 weeks ago. However, I was able to shoot it at the FFL, which also happens to have a range. So I've been running this for several months while I was waiting for the stamp to clear, which is a great thing to be able to do that. Suppressor. This suppressor is a multi-caliber suppressor. I think it's 30 cal, and it's currently just threaded to the barrel of the AK-47. I have not installed any kind of quick detachment system on it yet, and I think I'll just keep it threaded. But love this suppressor. From the time I first saw it, I don't know, I just felt like it fit the AK-47 very well. It's rugged, it's simple, it's robust, it looks pretty tough and menacing, and it's definitely, it seems like it fit perfectly in a Russian product. Matter of fact, the manual and the brochure is all in Russian. You get the box, in the box, at least the one I got, you get a little copy of a Russian meal distribution card and everything. Maybe I'll have to do an open unbox of the suppressor. Anyway, Dead Air, I'm sure many of you know that brand. They make good suppressor. One more joining the family here. I found out, if you notice this on the AK-47, my microphone is on, sorry. On the AK-47, you have a little retention pin on the barrel that is focused right there. You see that little pin? The pin engages and holds down your muzzle cap, that little pin. On a normal AK-47 like the one on the wall, that's a Zastava back there, whenever you mount a suppressor, the teeth on the suppressor, not the thread, sorry, these little teeth, locking pins, locking teeth engage onto that pin. One thing I learned the hard way is that, and I called Dead Air about this a few months ago, I think it's my focus good, on things on rifle like this one, like this Century Arms. For some reason I think the thread on the barrel is a little longer than the standard thing that the threads that you see on the standard AK. So by the time you screw the Dead Air Wolverine, you are running out of room. Well, the suppressor is tight, but it doesn't engage the locking pin. So I have not had an issue because of that, but I have to make sure once in a while that when I fire several rounds that it remains tight. The solution for that problem, which I have not done yet, the other solution, the proper one, is to buy an adapter that will replace this cap and then fit into this type of barrel. There is a way of that. They have actually a part that's solar. I don't think I've seen it available. It's been out of stock, but I've not looked in a while. So battle sport action rifle versus that one. I shoot that one as well, but it's more collectible, or well, I shouldn't say that. I shoot all my guns, but this one is more the one I would take to a class in a heartbeat, right? And then play around with, run drills and so on and so forth. Without, I just use this one a lot. I guess because this was my first one, maybe. I broke it down a lot. One thing I've done, which I learned from AK Operator Union, I think that's his name, on YouTube channel. When I first bought it, I did have a tighter safety detent. And I did one of his tricks, which is simply remove the upper cover, grab the handle and pull it out a little bit to kind of flex it out. And now I can use it with one finger very easily. So simple tricks like that, and that's what I love about the AK-47. I get excited about this. It's like walking on a car. Sometimes you have a nice German car or a European car, an import, something very fast, very precise, with a bunch of technology, which is great because it's maybe it's a prestige level vehicle, or it gives you a certain class, or it has a certain level of performance. But in comparison, you can have an older Mustang or another muscle car that you know very well, or when you open the hood, everything is exposed. You don't have to have a computer to diagnose it, and it gives you either similar or greater satisfaction, and you can quickly fix it and repair it, patch it if you need to get you to your destination. So I feel like AK-47s are kind of like that, right? They're robust, they're tough. You know, growing up in another part of the world initially, you find them everywhere. Asia, Africa, Europe, America. I mean, AK-47, who doesn't know what an AK look like? So it's kind of that. It's the patina, it's the aura about it, it's the myth about it, and I think all that combined makes it for a good rifle to have in your collection, or just to try it out. So what do I shoot with my AK-47? Having said all that, magazine, before I go into that real quick, this rifle has been taking all the magazines I put to it. This is an AK Zastava magazine that actually I use on that one. But predominantly I use Magpul mags for this one. I will have some small Pro Mag. I know Pro Mag is not a greatest quality in terms of result. I got these super cheap, and they're just like 5-10 rounds mags. I don't really run them too much, but the point is I have yet to have a magazine that doesn't work on this rifle. I have another couple of other brands and design, they also work there. However, that Zastava, for example, doesn't be a big topic lately. Beggars can be choosers. My wife tells me this all the time. Because of the pandemic, I just buy whatever ammunition I can get my hands on, if it's for the 7.62 39. So I've always shot steel. Well, let's put it this way. I've never had a problem shooting steel on my firearms, especially this AK. I usually shoot brass, but I've always shot steel once in a while. So right now I refuse to pay a premium online. So I have to go to my local store, or I wait for a normal regular price. So I've been running a lot of those Monarch, sometimes steel case, polymer coating and lacquer coating. Are they great? Are they the best for the AK? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. But are they going to damage my AK rifle? I don't think so. What I'm going to do is, what I do is after 400-500 rounds, if I'm concerned, and I've not even done that to this one yet, if I have concern about the quality of the ammunition, I'm just going to clean it very well. Make sure there are no residues in the barrel, the chamber. But anyway, this is what I have access to at Academy, the local sporting goods store. But I run a lot of these. I run a lot of those Fiochi brass ammunition, 124 grains. These are what I shoot a lot lately, these Fiochi ammunition, along with the Red Army standard. Some of them are steel, some of them are brass. These happen to be steel actually. These are Red Army standard, 122 grains, AMR 3092. And I have some right here. Yep, non-magnetic brass jacket, Red Army standard as well. Brass jacket but steel case. I'm also running these, which I don't think I used to buy them before, but that's what's available now. It's called Gecko Target. This Gecko Target, they are 124 grains and they are brass case, so I'm also running these guys. So not picky when it comes to ammunition, right? I run whatever I can find, especially nowadays. Bulk ammo, Red Army, tool ammunition in bulk cases, things like that. I forgot. I'm also running SNB Cellular and below 762 by 39. Yeah, let's drop them off all over the place. These are brass, so I was running those a lot actually. Oh, one thing though, I do like these guys, the Brown Bear Subsonic. So if you want to maximize your level of quietness, especially when you run a suppressor, find yourself some subsonic ammunition. These are 196 grain bimetal FMG lacquered case. So Brown Bear, they are not the only one, but I've been running this Brown Bear subsonic. Much more quiet, especially on that Dead Air PBS one or another suppressor. In case you're wondering, my channel is self-sponsored. I don't have a sponsor. All those firearms that I show you are either mine or from friends who have greater collections. Nobody pays me or send me anything. I would love to get some stuff to review, but so far so good. So I may not push as much new stuff out there because I'm not always getting stuff all the time. However, my opinion, I always try to be objective. I try to make it simple and I try to explain as simply as possible as far as my understanding, right? So great sources of knowledge on AK-47. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate the support. I appreciate the comment. Let me know if you have a Century Arms AK or what AK you have. Let me know if you have any question or if you want to see something specific about this firearm, or if you have a question about an issue you're encountering. So post a comment, check out the Instagram, follow me on Facebook and Instagram as well. Subscribe and share the video to your friends. So if you're on Instagram, you will have seen that I posted a picture of this earlier this week as an indication of what was coming up on the channel. So it's not always the case, but usually I'll go Instagram, then I'll review whatever I posted. But I'll try to post on Instagram every other day at least, or daily if I don't forget. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, drink a lot of water, and I wish you a great year in 2021.